YouTube! Hi! Yeah, I'm bundled up because it's cold. It's been like kind of rainy-ish for like almost 3 days now. I want to say 2. But anyway, this is my reaction rant to Arrow Season 4, Episode 14, titled Code of Silence. Sorry, I was trying to remember. I did manage to catch this one, and when it premiered, I was so happy about the hang on. Wait. Some creepy stuff's happening on TV. My bad. Something really creepy on TV. I have the TV like right there in my peripheral view. But anyway, let's start Code of Silence. Let's start with the fact that Malcolm Merlyn, not only in the last episode, admitted to Damien Darhk that Oliver Queen has a son. He has now joined Darhk. His wife, Ruve. How do you pronounce that name? R-U-V-E. Ruve? Ruve? I may have not caught how to pronounce her name. All I know is that she's going by the last name Adams, apparently. But apparently, like, Malcolm joins Darhk, his wife, and the other leaders of Hive. And it's also revealed that they're on Phase 5 of their plan. Phase 5. We don't know what Phase 5 is. I have no idea what Phase 5 is. I really don't want to know, considering it's Hive. But anyway, in order to tie up loose ends, Darhk sends a group of mercenaries to take out Captain Lance, because apparently Captain Lance is now a loose end, right? And the mercenaries that he sends are known as the Demolition Team. Hang on, wait for a sec. From my information, the Demolition Team, they're a group of minor DC Comics supervillains. They're, a team anyway, who first appeared in an issue of Green Lantern, if I remember correctly. But like the Demolition Team in the comics, pretty much comic goofiness, you know, because it's a group of bad guys who all have construction-themed names, construction-themed costumes, and construction-themed powers. And they didn't last very long, though, but they did occasionally reoccur during the early 2000s. And the Superman event story Our World's at War, and again an Infinite Crisis. And, yeah, that's the Demolition Team, honestly. And that's like one of the only few Arrow Easter eggs, because Arrow, this episode, concentrated more on story than it did with Easter eggs. That's why there's not many of them there. But anyway, unfortunately for the Demolition Team, they fail at taking out Captain Lance because his daughter Laurel pretty much saves his life from a building that fell. But anyway, Felicity is able to track down their hideout, and Oliver, Thea, Laurel, and Diggle go after them, but they are almost killed when the Demolition Team pretty much destroys the actual building that they were hiding out in, right? Trying to, you know, bury those 4 alive. And, I know in the comics they were known as, like, comic goofiness as its greatest, but they made them somewhat badass in this show. I'm not gonna lie to you. I knew the Demolition Team. I knew that they're all kinds of goofy, mainly because, again, everything is construction themed. Their names are construction themed. Their weapons are construction themed. Their costumes are construction themed. It's like, you can't really take them seriously that well, in my opinion. Can't. But anyway, they made them highly dangerous here in Arrow. But then again, Arrow's kind of a dark-like show, so I'm not surprised that even the goofiest of villains end up somewhat dark. I mean, even on Flash, and Flash, as you guys know, is Arrow's sister show, and it's more lighter toned than Arrow. Arrow's more darker than the Flash, but even the Flash, with most of its goofy villains, they even turned even more dark than they usually are in the comics. So if the Flash's goofy villains can seem dark compared to their goofy comic personas, don't be surprised that Arrow's is like even 10 times darker. But anyway, what you call it? Thea, meanwhile doing all that, Thea actually discovers while she's doing some digging, she actually discovers that their mother paid like, I think like $1 million, something like that. I forgot how much money, but it's like in the millions, to this random girl, and asked Oliver if he knew about her or knew the girl, and it's like he pretty much lied, saying, "No, I don't know. It's mom's thing. Let's just put it away and all that stuff. But then she figures out that the girl in question, it was someone that Oliver went to college with, and Oliver actually admits to Thea, he was seeing that girl at the same time he was seeing Laurel. And then Thea pretty much connects the dots and finds out that Oliver has a son. And during that whole thing, she seems very supportive with Oliver, keeping his son a secret, mainly because, in her opinion, keeping Oliver's son William's secret is a very good way to keep him safe. Because she thinks, the kid's innocent in this, should not be involved in all this because, they're vigilantes now and all that stuff, right? And anyone who gets close to them will somehow get targeted and get hurt. And so she believes, she supports Oliver keeping William a secret to pretty much keep him safe from their, vigilante ways, you know what I mean? And, it's a good, little breather, it's good that Oliver finally has someone to talk to about this, because, as you guys know, his baby mama pretty much told Oliver, in a way, kind of threatened him, she's like, you can't tell anybody, no one, not your family, not your friends, not your loved ones, no one can know about William. And she pretty much tells him, if anyone finds out about William, that she'll pretty much keep William away from him. Basically, it's like a restraining order in a way. She's like, you tell anyone about William. Hang on. My bad, guys. I've been hearing sounds. But anyway, it's finally good that Oliver has someone to speak to, because, in a way, the baby mama pretty much had, pretty much threatened Oliver to not, saying, you're never going to see your son again if someone finds out you have a son, right? So it's pretty good for Oliver to finally let it off his chest and finally communicate with someone about his son, that being his own sister, and the fact that someone actually supports keeping the secret, mainly to protect the kid. And I really applaud Thea for that, because she wants him to keep. I know it's not good that he keeps the secret from Felicity, but like Thea says, keeping him a secret is going to keep him from getting hurt from anyone targeting their lives, because they're vigilantes. So I applaud Thea for that, tenfold. Anyway, Curtis, with the help of Curtis, Felicity manages to realize what the next target the demolition team are coming after, because apparently they've been targeting certain buildings. And earlier in the episode, they found out that they took a bunch of their, well, I'm not sure what they used to destroy the buildings, but they found their little hideout where they had a big supply of the stuff they used to destroy the buildings. And when they were there, they found out the demolition team already packed up and took everything, and they found out how much of that stuff they took. And obviously they're planning to destroy a very big building with how much stuff they took out from that building. So, with the help of Curtis, Felicity finds out that the demolition team are planning to destroy the venue that will have the mayor debate between Oliver and Damien Dark's wife. Pretty much the plan was destroy the venue with Oliver and the wife there, leaving the wife alive and as a sympathetic survivor. So, they managed to basically stop the demolition team and disarm all the explosives all around the building. And during all that, quite honestly, it seemed kind of easy. Honestly, stopping not only the demolition team, but they managed to stop the explosion. It seemed a little too easy in my opinion. I don't know what it was. It just seemed a little too easy. I don't know. Don't you think it seemed a little too easy? I don't know what to really say, honestly, but hang on. Other Easter eggs that were in the show, there's an actor named Daniel Cudmore who actually played Colossus in X2, X-Men United, and X-Men The Last Stand, and X-Men Days of Future Past. And he appeared as a member of the demolition team in this episode. Although we didn't really get a confirmation of the character name, he did play a member of the demolition team, which I thought was pretty cool, seeing the guy who played Colossus in 3 X-Men movies to be in a DC show, which was pretty cool. And another Easter egg I thought was pretty cool was sorry, that was my phone. But anyway, during the episode, there was a moment where Felicity's mom planned this whole party inside their studio apartment. Basically, you know, I was maybe like an engagement party. What would you call it, an engagement party? But anyway, during all that, Curtis actually his wedding present to Felicity was pretty much a microchip or something like that. Pretty much to... Hang on. Sorry about that. That was just a sad thing I just saw on TV. But anyway, he invented something that, when put on Felicity's spine, could help her possibly help her walk again. And I thought that was totally badass of him. And the Easter egg I'm talking about is when Oliver hears this and he's like, he faces him and he's like, terrific. And you all know that Curtis is playing the live action of, well, who all we know in the Justice League in the comic books as Mr. Terrific. So it was pretty cute that Oliver called him Terrific. I'm just saying. So, hang on. My computer's going like haywire right now. I don't know. Hang on. Anyway, back to the actual episode. After they stop the mercenaries in time, Oliver and the Dark Wife, I'm gonna call her Dark Wife, they have their debate, and we find out that Oliver actually won that debate, which is totally badass. Oliver Queen for political awesomeness. But I also want to point out, like in the flashbacks, Oliver was put up to the task of trying to kill Conklin from those civilians that they have working for the little military people, basically to win the trust of the other prisoners. And that's all happening while Raider is forcing Oliver and the other prisoners to dig for the ultimate power that's hidden on the island. And one of the major things that happens also in this episode is the fact that Damien Darhk apparently has kidnapped Oliver's son William. Although all we saw was that, you know, we saw the daughter, she's all, I think, coloring, and all of a sudden Damien Darhk comes out of nowhere. It's like, you have a new playmate, and boom, there's William, and it's like, holy shit. So you kind of question what happened to William's mother, Oliver's baby mama. Is she okay? Did she voluntarily let William go to Damien Darhk, or did Darhk actually do something to William's mother? So I'm kind of worried about the mama right now. She is looking good for the person in the grave. I'm just saying, because Damien Darhk has William, and I highly doubt that William's mother would, you know, voluntarily let her son go with a complete strange man that she has never met before, you know what I mean? So, especially considering Damien Darhk has been confirmed on live television to be the leader of Hive, the person that's causing all this chaos in Star City. I'm pretty damn sure that William's mother has probably seen that on the news, so I highly doubt that she'll voluntarily let her own son go anywhere near that man. And if she didn't know, she wouldn't let her son go anywhere near a stranger, dude. Just saying. So, what happened to that mother? And I'm scared for William right now. It may seem like he's safe for now because Darhk didn't do anything to him and he's hanging out with the sister, but still. He's a pawn in all this, so I'm kind of worried. So, that is my reaction rant to Arrow Season 4, Episode 14, titled Code of Silence, and I'm looking forward to the next episode, which is Episode 15, titled Taken, because in the preview, it looks like Felicity is going to find out about William, because we saw that in the preview, so... And not only that, in the preview, we saw firsthand at the superhero lady, Vixen, who you guys remember, she made her debut in the CW Seed animated short that they have, which is titled Vixen. So it's cool to finally, and apparently the voice actress that, you know, voiced Vixen in that animated short for CW Seed is reprising her role in the live action. So it'll be really cool to see Vixen in live action, and I want to know what Felicity's gonna feel learning about William. So anyway, see you guys for that. Bye, Booto.